Hip hop to the core, boom baptized.
Derringer, what's good, fam?
Peace, peace.
Alright, yo, what's good? This is Self-Taught. You're now rocking with Boom Baptism.
Peace, peace.
Words, what's going on? Word, what's going on?
Man, can't call it, man. It's kind of a crazy day, man. We just dropped a new EP today, man. You could actually catch that on the internet wave as we speak. New Westside Gun EP, produced by myself.
Right,
Titled, There's God, then there's Fly God. Praise both.
Gotcha.
So that's what we got on. That's what we got on deck today, man. So you can catch that. We did the premiere release, man, with Respect Magazine. So, you know, the homies over at Respect Mag did the premiere for us today. So, yeah, you can catch that joint on SoundCloud. It's already up on iTunes and Apple Music. So there's a few outlets where you can check it out right now.
All right.
Yeah, man, that's what's going on, man. Fresh day in this project. Feeling good. You know what I mean? So things are going well.
All right, that's what's up. So, yo, I'm not going to hold you up because I know your schedule is probably crazy hectic right now, you know?
That's all love, man. You know, we're just taking a little break in between everything, man. You know, a lot of shit going on in between and stuff. We're working on Conway's album right now, finishing up the Go. So, you know, we working.
That's what's up. So, yo, what equipment do you use to make your beats?
What equipment?
Yeah.
I've always been an MPC head, man. So, you know, even from years ago when I was just a DJ,
Right.
you know, I started out from buying an MPC XL 2000, and I've always, you know, sampled through that. And, always been an MP head, man. So, you know, MP and the Pro Tools.
Right.
And then, you know, I do my mix game from there,
Gotcha.
so forth.
Gotcha.
But, you know, since the XL is kind of, you know, a little more obsolete nowadays, man, I got a little bit of the technology going on. I got a little MPC studio for when I'm traveling, and you know, if I just want to make beats quick at home, it's kind of easy for me to just, you know, chop and, you know, mix shit down and dump it off. So,
Right.
yeah, but, you know, always the vinyl thing going on, vinyl to the MP, to the Pro Tools, it's always been my thing. So,
Right.
it's kind of,
Gotcha.
able to maintain that sound throughout this time. So,
Yo, so like when it comes to like drums, do you quantize your drums or you just turn the quantize off?
you know, I went through phases. You know, it all depends. It depends more or less what I'm doing with the sample. If it's something I'm chopping and, you know, want to more or less fine tune and make sure it's, you know, on the grid correctly. You know, a lot of times I'll do some quantized stuff, but, you know, there've been plenty of times where, you know, it just takes too long to quantize certain things and I'll just wind up playing it out. It'll be a lot quicker. So,
Right.
I like to, you know, do some non-quantized stuff and a little bit of both. So
Right.
there was a time where I didn't want to do any quantizing when I was a little bit younger, and that's where I noticed, you know, I would be going back, having to change stuff and move stuff around more so. So, you know, I found like a good, you know, fine line between when and when not to, you know.
Right. So what is your favorite thing to do? Do you like looping or chopping?
I do both. You know, there's plenty of joints where I just, you know, let the record, you know, go just because, you know, we're more or less supplying a background for certain artists right now.
Yeah.
But, you know, I've always been a record chopper. I always like to chop samples as well and do certain things with certain things. So, you know, it all depends what's going on. If it's something that, you know, sounds dope as a loop, a lot of times nowadays, you know, I'll do that. Whereas before, you know, I would, you know, a lot of times try to chop it.
Right.
So,
Right. So when it comes
on the artist, you know.
Right. So when it comes to like producing for Westside Gun, what he prefers you to what, loop or chop?
Yeah, he's more loop oriented, so I'll do less, you know, beat chopping and more just loops for Westside Gun and the Conway production for the most part. Conway, you know, lets me get busy and chop sample and do some, you know, some out the box shit.
Right.
Whereas, you know, Gun will too. So I guess it all depends on how it sounds and how much chopping and rearranging we're doing, you know.
Right. So with the MPC, what is your preferred tempo range?
Man, it was crazy. I never used to do anything like below like 70 something, and nowadays it's just like it's ranging from like 60s all the way up to like high 80s. but not as much 90s tempo as I used to, man. Like, you know, when I was first starting to make beats, I wanted everything to be 90 plus, and, you know, I definitely went down to, you know, the high 80s and below, you know,
Right.
80s and up. It's
Right.
usually, you know, uncommon thing for me. A lot of the times it's
Right.
70s and under. So since we've been going with the, you know, grimier feel, a lot of times the record just sounds better slower. So, you know, that's why the tempo winds up being a lot slower on a lot of these joints, man.
Right.
Just because, you know, we'll play around with the pitch and, you know, we wind up going with the sound that, you know, sounds grittier, and that happens to be the slower tempo stuff. So,
Right.
you know, that's kind of the thing, and
So
I tend to stick with it when, you know, when I play around with it, I always wind up picking the slower pitch. So, yeah, 60s tempo, a lot of stuff is slow, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think. Even being
Right.
a DJ, you would think, you know, I would try to make stuff that would be, you know, faster. But, yeah, we do that slow gritty, man. That's kind of been the wave lately. So, you know, that's definitely my thing.
Gotcha. Now, how you mean you put out you and Gunn and Conway, y'all put out a lot of projects. How do y'all avoid sample clearances? Do y'all avoid that, or do y'all pay for all of that?
Nah, we've been able to avoid it, man, for now. You know, I try to, you know, stick to, you know, records that are off the beaten path type shit. So, you know, it's something that, you know, you really have to have an ear for samples to, you know, figure out what records I'm pulling.
Right.
So,
Wow.
but nowadays it's all on YouTube, man. Even some of the stuff I think is the deepest is, you know, you can still find it, but, you know, I try to dig a little bit deeper and you know, keep it to the point where, you know, nobody's bothering us right now. So,
Right.
I guess if we were on more of a major label situation, it's going to be a problem. But
Right.
as long as we're independent doing what we're doing with the Griselda shit, I think we're going to be all right.
Yeah.
So,
So out in Buffalo, is there a lot of record stores out there for you to dig?
yeah, there actually are a couple, man. There's a couple, man. There's actually a man spot like right down the street where I grew up, which is only like a mile away right now. So, you know, there's a couple of spots that are pretty convenient for me. But, you know, it's limited variety. You know, we got a lot of good jazz records. We got, you know, a lot of soul records. Definitely a lot of R&B and a lot of, you know, good stuff as far as a lot of good rock records.
Right.
But as far as like the library and the foreign stuff and stuff that I like to get into, you know, per se for some of the production, you know, forget about it. You're not really going to find stuff like that. It's more or less just, you know, your common variety. You know, but you can definitely find some shit around here, man. There's been plenty of times I went to the bigger spots and, you know, came out with some shit, and, you know, a lot of the stuff that we're using to this day has been from, you know, in-town digs. So, yeah, I'm definitely not someone that sticks to the digital and, you know, getting everything online now that, you know, it's kind of a click away type, you know, situation now, you know.
Right. You know, a lot of people be sleeping on like the flea markets, the Goodwills, you know, and things like that.
There's a lot of jewels that have come up that way, man, and that's why I'm not opposed to it, and I try to, you know, at least, you know, stay around checking things out when I can, you know. So,
Right.
I'm like a lot busier and the workload is tripled. It's a little bit tougher for me to get out all the time, but, you know, I like to do it on like a, you know, on a monthly schedule. I make sure I hit the spots up, and, you know.
So what's the most you've paid for a record?
What's the most I paid?
Yes.
Wow. I've actually shut out a couple dollars, man, because I've been brought up with you know, a vinyl extremist. I DJ'd with a vinyl extremist for, you know, a good 6 to 7 years. So, you know, I grew up around and DJ'd around somebody that was paying $500 to $1,000 for, you know, an LP or a 45, you know, over the years, no question, and had records like that in his stash. My homie Scott Down, he's, you know, kind of the vinyl legend in town. So, you know, I came up under his, you know, extremism or however you'd like to call it, because there ain't really no other way to explain it, man.
Right. Right. What about the dollar crates?
Vinyl and shit, but I've spent a good, you know, between $200-$300.
Wow.
For LP, depending, you know, what I mean? Not too crazy, you know, not over the 5 mark or anything like that, not just yet. You know, once we start, you know, obviously seeing some more income, then, you know, maybe I might be able to treat myself.
Right.
But, you know, for now, you know, I keep it, you know, under the $100 range always for the most part, you know. So,
Now,
you know, it's got to be here, and, you know, if I'm
Right. So what about the dollar crates? You mess with the dollar crates?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's been plenty of gems in the Dollar Tree. I still go through them, man, just because
Mm-hmm.
I wind up finding stuff all over the place nowadays, man.
Mm. All right.
Never
Mm-hmm.
count them out. So,
Right.
much as you hate seeing the same records over and over for over a decade, it's just like, you never know.
Right. Right. Absolutely.
Just keep that in
Absolutely.
mind, man. That's
Right.
from the diggers aspect and from DJing and growing up with people that have, came up, big time out of the Dollar Tree. So,
Right.
so
Mm-hmm.
you can never count them out, man. A lot of people don't want to waste their time, and there's been a lot of times that I've done it as well. But
Right. Right.
yeah, man, gotta get your fingers dusty, man. You gotta get on your hands
Absolutely.
and search under the table sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You
Absolutely.
never know.
So when you go digging, do you have to know the record, or do you go by the cover? Do you go by the year? Like, or do you blindly dig?
Nowadays, I'm a little more play with what I'm taking chances on. But man, if it looks good and it's a label and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, or some artists that I don't know, and per se, if I can listen to it, 9 times out of 10 I will now. But if I can't, and it's under $10 and more or less, a lot of times I'll take a chance on some things just to try to find something new.
Right. Right.
So I hop on the phone and do a little research now, so that always helps with, trying to figure out if it's something I should be even wasting my time with or not. Try to see if there's breaks or, if it's on a site where it's been listed, if it's in a good genre, then, 9 times out of 10 I'll probably cop it. So.
Right. Now you mentioned that your workload has tripled. Now is that a lot of pressure for you? Because I know you did y'all did the new project. Now was it done? Did you make the beats in one day, or was it you had the beats already?
No, yeah, a couple of them. I think only one of the songs were something that I kind of just got that day and we wound up using.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the other beats were already concocted and
Mm-hmm.
pretty much in the chamber, and we were kind of just going through a few of the newer things that I was working on.
Right.
That's kind of how it worked out. So
Right.
I think that there was 6 tracks on there with a little outro piece,
Mm-hmm.
and probably 4 of them were already beats that were made. 2 of them were kind of just new good things that I just did on the spot. So
Right. Right.
I like to work on the spot as well, especially if I got some new records and I'm listening to something and
Mm-hmm.
I want to go with it.
Right.
It's kind of easy for me to just loop some stuff sometimes, and we wind up making a song. So
Right.
yeah, I never know what's going to inspire heads. So I try to keep a good variety around.
Right. Right. So has there ever been a beat that you didn't like, but Gunn or Conway was like, no, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, there's been a couple, man. It's kind of hard to think what.
Mm-hmm.
It was like if I was to get particular, but
Mm-hmm.
sometimes there's some. I would think that they wouldn't want to use it because it has a certain sound, and
Mm-hmm.
they wind up having a different outtake on it, and sometimes have a different vision as far as what it could be.
Right. Now, mm-hmm. Now, is there ever a time like when you make something hot and you like, yo, I got to get this to Conway or Gunn, and they're like, nah, that ain't it.
Yeah, there's been a couple times, man. I thought this might be the next one, or might be something that they will work on, right away. And yeah, it's been a couple instances.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like the beats really sit around for that long now. That there's a lot more artists in the mix now. Especially that have kind of been trying to work with me. I got to keep all that into consideration now. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times those beats are going to wind up going to a different artist, if not what's in town now. So I can kind of, cook up a couple different ways. So.
Right. So, are you doing all the beats on Conway's next album, next project?
I got a majority of those records produced. We're actually putting finishing touches on most of the songs that we have right now. We got a couple joints from Static Selecta. Hoping that my homie Alchemist could come through with maybe one. We're always hoping for a Primo or a Pete Rock or something crazy along those lines. But
Mm-hmm.
if we wind up finishing the record and we do or we don't, we're kind of just gonna see what happens. And we're kind of already getting up to that range where we're getting up
Okay, excellent. So I know there's another producer in your camp, Camouflage Monk. Now, is there a friendly competition between you two?
No, I don't think so, man. You know, we kind of do our own things, and you know, you know, I don't think there's really a competition at all. You know,
Right.
so I'm sure people in the, you know, outside would maybe think that, or think that just in general that there's a competition. But you know, more or less, we both just do what we like to hear, and you know, it's more up to the art as far as you know what winds up getting used. You know,
Right, right,
so
right. Because I noticed,
more or less,
yeah, because I noticed a lot of your beats get used. He doesn't get as much run on these albums like you do.
yeah, you know, well, yeah, it's kind of hard to say that. You know, I don't think that anybody's getting favored by any means.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I think it's just, you know, it's kind of how it's been. You know, I've been, you know, working a lot. We've all been working a lot. But you never know what it's going to be. And, you know, certain records have just been certain records. You know,
Right,
I've been fortunate to, you know, what I've been cooking, you know, a lot of, you know, a higher percentage, you know, of what I've been cooking up, we've been using. So I've been able to go at it with a good ear and kind of, you know, make beats that I know that boys would, you know, definitely want to use.
right,
Rather than spending my time on other things. You
right.
know, not to say that's what you know my bro Monk is doing, but you know we're both just making what we like, and you know hoping that you know they feel the same way about it at the end of the day. So,
Well, so
so we've been doing most of the projects at my lab too. So, you know, a lot of times there'll be a couple different sessions here, so it's not like we do it all in one session, but you know, we'll have several different studio sessions sometimes, or we'll go through a bunch of beats, and there's always new beats on the table. When Wes will come into town, because, you know, Wes lives in Atlanta, so he'll have to make a trip over here, and that's when we get most of our work done, is here in my lab in Buffalo.
right, right,
And Monk lives in Buffalo too, so what winds up happening is Monk will come through, and we'll all kind of just, you know, go through the collective of what we have, and, you know, whatever comes out, you know, happens to be what comes out of it, so.
right, right, right.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Monk's got a lot of beats too, man. Shout out to Camouflage Monk. That's definitely not Brody.
Right.
You know, so you know he shows a lot of love, and you know, kind of tries to have me be the mentor. But you know, he does a lot too. So you know, that's definitely nice to see him in the forefront as well, whether or not he has as many records on a record or not. So
Right. Definitely.
He's got shit to bring to the table for sure. So definitely.
So who outside of the Griselda camp are you doing beats for? What's next?
Well, we got Rock Marsh's album coming out next. I got a couple tracks on there, so I'm excited to, you know, get some shit done with Rock. Got a joint with Terminology that's going to be going on his record. We actually did a video for it when we were in Boston the other week, so shout out to Terminology and everybody in Boston. Progress, Jake and them homies. Showing a lot of love. We had a good show out there. But yeah, Term, definitely. Trying to just go through the list of, you know, everything that's going on. It's kind of just all in the works right now. So,
Right.
you know, hoping to get some work done with Mayhem and Action this year as well. Hopefully a couple records with Anderson Paak by the end of the year. And, you know, I could keep going here, but, you know, I'm trying to be realistic as far as, you know, what could, you know, get done in the year.
Right.
Still gotta, you know, hook up with the homie Euro Drew. So, you know, there's several people that, you know, definitely I need to get in the lab with and make some shit happen before the end of the year. So,
Right. Now, do you ever go through beat block where it just doesn't work?
Yeah, there's been times I'm picky with this stuff, man. So it's like, I don't know if that is the, you know, why it's seeming to work out, is because I'm more particular and don't just sample anything that I hit. Whereas someone feels that they could just make a beat out of anything all the time.
Right.
It's not really how I like to do things. You know, I like to be a little more selective and kind of, you know, it's got to take me somewhere for me to be inspired sometimes.
Right.
But
Yes.
sometimes I'll just be in the mood where I'll just be making beats and, you know, I'll hear a bunch of things and just be you know, in cook mode. So,
right.
Yeah, it's kind of, you know, it depends on the mood for the day type thing, you know, and also what records I have around.
Right.
You know, I'll just go back to what I have. You know, been digging for the past 10 years, and I always find something. But, you know, I always get bored with my shit, and that's when I'll, you know, finally get out and try to find a new batch.
Right. So,
like to keep a little stack around, man, of something new, man. Just, you know, keeping the mix in between, you know, what I have here.
right.
Collecting vinyl for years. So, it's, you know, I try to not be too spoiled about it and, you know, use what I have at the same time, too, you know. So,
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So, how many beats do you make a day?
Well, not as many as I like to, that's for sure. Definitely not. Just because of all the mixing and all the songs that we've been doing and working on the projects, a lot of times I get sidetracked and not be able to do my, you know, 2 to 3 that I'd like to.
Right.
But, you know, I try to stick to a good 1 to 3 a day, you know.
Right.
At least try to make a beat every day, but sometimes, you know, we'll just be working on songs and doing other things, and a lot of times I don't get to do that. But, yeah, a lot more engineering nowadays, man. I've been doing the mixing and the mastering. And, you know, bringing it over to one of my homies when we need to. But I've been doing a lot of it more on my own now, so definitely been getting more into the engineering and spending more time on the mixes. So,
right.
Just trying to learn more and, you know, just be more experienced with it.
Yeah, definitely.
So when you can make a record sound good at home.
Right.
So, then I like to get out to another lab and be able to, you know, play it somewhere else, have another pair of ears hear it too. So,
Word, definitely.
Like little mixtapes and stuff. We've been doing most of the stuff here, but the album material is, you know, where I'll normally, you know, go somewhere else and spend a couple hours, you know, doing some touch-ups in another studio, just to, you know, be in another space, check it out from some different speakers. It always helps.
Right. So, what advice would you give to up-and-coming beat makers that are in your lane?
Pretty much, man. You know, I guess just be creative and don't be afraid to do something different. You know, not feel like you have to, you know, be accustomed to what's going on now. You know, just to fit in with what's trending. You know, it's never. You know, it doesn't hurt to think out of the box a little bit. If you like something a certain way, don't be afraid to do that either. You know, so. Producers, you know, I feel nowadays just want to produce what's, you know, a sound that's going on that's relevant when, you know, they tend to stray away from the artistic view behind it, you know.
Right. Definitely.
So, yeah, you know, and just, you know, for the most part, yeah, that's pretty much all I'd have to say, man, is just be creative and think out of the box and do what you like at the end of the day. You know, if you like a newer sound and it's modern, then shit, so be.
Right, definitely, definitely.
We gotta have different, you know, styles of music, so I don't take away from any of that or knock anybody that's trying to do something, you know, more relevant or modern sounding, you know, because people that do it very well and are very successful with it, so, yeah, man.
That's
something I need to, you know, start getting into as well is, you know, more instrumentation and, you know, trying to learn more instruments and stuff like that. I come from a musical background kind of family, so something I'll be working on for the next couple of years as well. Trying to get a little more musically inclined with it all.
Right, definitely.
And then, you know, keep with the records, you know. Some instrumentation doesn't hurt too, and there's been a bunch of producers that have, you know, been able to incorporate it real well. That always gets me inspired too, so.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, Darren, yo, thank you for being on the check-in. Thank you for taking time out your busy schedule, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Appreciate you hitting me up, man, and, you know, giving us a shout and staying in tune with everything.
Oh, yeah, most definitely, yeah. I'm going to check that out. I'm going to definitely, I got the album when it dropped at 2 o'clock, so I'm about to, you know, give it another listen and really focus in on it, you know what I mean?
Oh, appreciate that, man. You already know.
All right, that's what it is. All right, my brother, thanks a lot.
No doubt, bro.
All right, peace.
All right, yeah.
Hip hop to the core, boom baptized.